Hi, Amy here, and I'm gonna do a little project. This is one that I'm just kind of making it up as I go, but I've already started one and I kind of like the direction it's going in, so I thought I'd do a video and show you how I'm doing it. I kind of want a real country farmhouse feeling pumpkin display. Everybody's been painting pumpkins. I don't want to paint pumpkins. I'm gonna use scrap fabric on my pumpkins. And you know, I have a ton of scrap fabric around, so I may as well put it to good use. Here's what I've started so far, is I've done denim, and then I distressed it, and then I just put a little leaf on it. Isn't that cute? I'm not finished with it yet, but I thought this would be cute sitting here, and I'm gonna make one with flannel. Now, I've never done this before. I'm experimenting with this. I've just been playing around, and now I'm gonna try it with some flannel, because I got lots of flannel shirts. So, and this is not done. I will have pictures. I've distressed the front, but I have not distressed the back yet. So I'll show you a picture when it's done. It takes a long time to distress, but I will do a close-up and show you how I'm doing getting it so fringy in between. But let's see if the flannel works as well as the denim. If it doesn't, I'll be adding another video onto here, going back to the denim. So, because the denim was easy. But now I'm experimenting. Like I said, I just kind of thought about this last night. I had pumpkins and everybody's painting pumpkins. But you know, with me having a stash of fabric, I just decided I'm gonna do it with fabric. So, okay. Now, cutting does not have to be precise with this. I just have to measure how long I need my strips and how wide I need my strips. So I'm gonna measure from the base of the pumpkin underneath to the center bottom. And this one is 14 inches. That one was a lot easier to do. That was a lot smaller. 14 inches. Okay, then for the width of each one of these little sections, the width from here, from crevice to crevice, you're gonna measure that, but you're gonna add on a full inch. So from crevice to crevice, it is just about 2 inches. So I'm gonna go 3 inches. And the reason I'm doing that is I want that extra fabric. Let me show you close up with this. See how I glued the fabric on? Well, here I went, you know, inside out, inside right, just to get the different colors. But when you pinch when the fabric joins at each crevice, see there's excess fabric? I wanna be able to distress it. So I need a 1/2 inch on each side. So a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here. So I can pinch it with the next piece and then keep pinching it. Well, you can see it right here. I haven't distressed that yet. See how that extra fabric, I can group it together and then I can start distressing it. So I need that extra fabric. I add on 1 inch so that I have a 1/2 inch extra on each side, okay? And I'll probably have to cut into several pieces of shirt. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the cuff off of this to make it easier. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off at the armpit. Okay. So I got the sleeve and now I need to cut down. Because you don't want any seams because they're thicker where fabric has been joined together. You do not want that at all because it won't lay flat on your pumpkin. So I'm cutting off all the thick seams. Okay, so I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna cut my first piece a 14 inch long. You don't have to worry about straight lines. As long as it's wide enough and long enough, it does not matter because you're going to be distressing them. So, is that 14 inches there? No. Okay, I'm only gonna get a couple pieces out of this one. So I'm gonna just go down the center. Okay, so 14 inches there, and then I need to have it at least, what I say, 3 inches wide. Oh, I should be able to get 2 pieces out of this one. Okay. Okay, so I'm just making sure, I know you can't see my lines right now. What I'm doing is I'm gonna make sure that I have pieces of fabric that are at least 14 inches. If it's longer, that's fine, but at least 14 inches long. by 3 inches wide, at least. Okay. I'm gonna chalk. Okay, here's a helpful hint. So I measured my strip. I made a little snip because flannel tears real easy. I just made a little snip at the bottom and I'm just tearing all of my strips. Instead of taking the time to cut, I'm just tearing them. So I got my piece of fabric. I already know it's over 14 inches long, so it's fine, there's enough. And then I'm measuring my 3, making a little line. Okay, so I just measured out my width. I just need to make sure they're wide enough and at least as long as the pumpkin. So my 14 inches, it has to be at least 14 inches. If it's more, that's great, I'll cut off the extra. But then I just make a little snip just at the hem of the shirt. So much quicker. So if your fabric tears easily, it will save you a lot of time if you do it that way. Ooh, this one's pushing it. This might not be long enough or wide enough. Just barely, but it's right along my hemline, so I don't know if I can tear it. I'll see. Oh. Yeah, and then it frays my edges for me. Trim off this bottom. Okay, see? So you can tear your strips out and save some time because my scissors suck. They're not very sharp and it's taken a long time. So that's just a helpful hint, to make a snip and then tear. Then that's starting your distressing process for you just a little bit early. It's gonna make it easier. So tear your strips. Okay, I have all my strips. See, they're not all exactly the same size, but they're all at least 14 inches long, so that I know that it will cover from here to here, okay? And there's a couple different ways that you can do this. How I've been doing it is I've been using the Krylon Easy Tack. The Easy Tack, might be backwards for you, but it's the repositionable adhesive 720. Long-lasting tack, no wrinkles, low odor. That's why, since I do this inside, I use this. This works great. This is what I use for the denim one. Or you can use the trusty Mod Podge. You can do that. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick 2 sections and just spray just those 2 sections. Okay, pick 2. I'm gonna spray them. I don't want to get it on my phone. Okay. There, you can see it, I covered it. Okay, and now I'm gonna lay, cut the scissors there so it doesn't roll. I'm gonna lay 1 strip, starting at the top. And to the bottom. Now lay another strip. Okay, so I've laid it down, but I don't want the whole thing being tacked down. I want this rough edge to be setting up. That's why I'm using the repositionable. See, I can pull it up and I'm gonna fold it back so that I can put the next piece on here, starting at the top, at the stem, and laying it down to the bottom, and then grabbing those 2 pieces together. So it's kind of like a seam, see that? Okay, make sure it's nice and tacked down. Fold back this 1 piece. So you want to fold back your edges. You don't want your edges to get stuck down. Don't forget to do it on the back side. Okay, so I folded up the edge. I'm gonna spray some tack on the next piece. Lay a piece down again. nice and firm so you got all your wrinkles out. And then pinch it. So your 2 pieces of fabric, see, is pinched together. This stage can be messy because we'll be trimming it and distressing it. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one back. The edges have to, you know, can't be stuck down. Okay. Now, I'm going to spray this down. The next one, just spray on there. Okay. Lay the next piece down. And then squeeze those 2 pieces of fabric together. Like I said, it's not going to be neat. We'll be trimming it to make it more even. Right now we're just pinching the fabric together. Okay, fold this fabric back. See, we're going to put the next piece on, so we have to fold it back. Spray the next piece on. Lay it on. Make sure it's flat. Pinch your fabric together where the 2 join. Okay. Now, again, this is that extra flap. Fold it back. Spray. Lay this on that next. It's repositionable. I went over too far. That's what's nice of this easy tack. There we go. So now pinch the, see, that's where the fabric joins together. Smooth it out. Fold this back. Get ready for the next one. And this shirt is just, it's my son's shirt that he outgrew. I've got like a whole bag of these things. I just went through his closet and anything he outgrew, I threw into a bag and it's now scrap fabric for me. I have about 6 of these these flannel shirts and they're men's size medium. And I got more than enough fabric to do 1 pumpkin out of 1 sweatshirt, out of 1 shirt. See where I'm going with this so far? It's gonna be a flannel pumpkin. Okay, I have to cut off all my extra fabric at the bottom. I'm not using my good scissors for this because there is tacky, sticky stuff, you know, on this fabric from spraying, and I don't want that on my scissors. I'm just cutting off the excess fabric off the bottom. No one sees the bottom, so it doesn't have to be pretty. And if you want, you can cut the bottom, I mean, like, so you can see the pumpkin and just put a piece of felt there so it's nice and flat. That's up to you. Okay, so this is gonna be able to sit. Yes. So I'm going to tack down any loose spots. Okay. Okay, so I trimmed off my bottom. And I can cover that with, if I want to later on, I could take one single piece of fabric or felt and I can cut a circle out and just glue the circle on so it's nice and neat if the messiness bothers you, which doesn't bother me because it's going to be sitting on it. That can be cute. Okay, I'm going to trim off any excess at the top so we're not hiding the stem. So all I'm doing is, see how, like, right here, I don't know if you can see this. This little extra flap is sticking up over the stem. I'm just gonna trim this back just so it's not covering the stem. Okay, because we're going to be putting a little leaf on there when we're done, so that with leaves. Okay, so now you can trim this up and, you know, and just leave it the way it is, and it's just a flannel covered pumpkin. What I mean by trimming up is your one flap might be bigger than the next flap, you know, just evening things out, because we cut and we set it and we glued them down. We weren't too worried about being nice and neat. So you can trim them up. So they're all the same size if you want. I'm not going to truly worry about that. I'm going to start distressing now. I just don't want all the bulk up by the stem. I'll have to glue this one down better, but see how it's kind of square? See how it's kind of square? I'm going to round it. Some of these are they're just a little too square for me, so I'm just going to round it towards the top of the pumpkin. So everything's round. If anything is loose, I'm going to glue it back down. Okay. Glue up here. So there's no exact science. That's what's so great about this project, is you cover it the way you want it, and everywhere you have a raw edge, we're going to distress it. So it's gonna look messy anyway, see? So nothing has to be measured exactly. It just has to be glued down and hiding the orange of the pumpkin. Right, like I said, right now, I'm just taking, see how each one of these flaps has a square, like as I go around, they're squared off. See, it's square. I know it's hard to see, there you go. Since it's square, I'm just at the top of each one, I'm just curving it so it's rounded. Okay, now it's time for distressing. And you're gonna need scissors for this. Okay, and you're going to start at the top, along your line, to start picking. Can you see that? Okay, see I'm just picking, and see those strings are coming loose? You're gonna pick down all of your edges to fray them. And it matters how frayed you want yours, just keep doing this all the way around. See, and you'll have strings, just pull the strings. By pulling the strings, let me show you. I'm gonna pull a few, see how I'm getting all strings loose? If anything comes loose, all you do is put some more spray down. As soon as the spray dries, it'll be good to go. Right now it's repositionable because it's still wet. It's gonna stick to your fingers too. I can't get it off my fingers. Okay, so by pulling on the strings, let me show you. Can you see this right there? See where the strings? Okay, see this little edge? Can you see the edge, how it's getting frayed? You pull on the strings and you keep working them out. Oopsie, I'm not even on camera. You just grab the strings and you pull them. And you're just gonna keep pulling the strings until it's frayed as much as you want it to be frayed. And you're gonna do that all the way around the pumpkin. And your fingers are going to be sticky. I recommend washing your fingers in between. Okay, so you find a string that's running top to bottom. The strings that are running from top to bottom, your fabric, the string's running this way. So with the grain, just find some loose ones and just pull. You're gonna keep pulling those out, and the more you pull them out, look at that. See that little edge right there? See how it's all frayed now? I'm gonna do that all the way around. This takes a long time, I gotta admit, it does take a long time, but you're gonna do that all the way around. Let me show you the denim one. Okay, so here we go. Bring the camera down. Okay, so I've done a lot of it. I sat and did it watching TV last night. It's messy. Okay, and I put strings on there just because I thought it'd look cuter, and it really served no purpose that the strings actually got in my way, so I wish I wouldn't have done the strings. Okay, so let's take out my leaf. Okay, this one hasn't been started yet. This one, see how this one right here is like nice and smooth? So I'm just gonna take my tweezers and I'm just gonna start just grabbing at the ends. See that already? And if it doesn't, don't force it. If it doesn't, when you pull on it, it doesn't come loose, don't force it. Just go back with the tweezer and grab each individual strand and they'll come loose. So you just keep one strand at a time. See how I'm doing that? One strand. Okay, I'm gonna do this little section right here. See how it's starting to fray? You just grab a string, any string, and you just pull. See? And it'll come loose. It doesn't come all the way loose, just give it a little tug and it'll come loose. Okay, so right here I see a little. Okay, find another loose string, and it's the ones that are running this direction. Not these little white ones. These white ones are running this direction. We want the blue ones that are running the length of the fabric to make it fray. So I'm using my tweezers, finding another loose one. I'm pulling it down, come back up to the top, grab another one. See, that's all I'm doing. See, it's gonna make these little white strings. It's gonna get, those are gonna get longer and longer and longer the more of these strings that we remove, these blue ones. You'll get to see more of the white ones. That's the same with the flannel. Okay, so I just showed you, how you distress by pulling the strings. It does take a little bit and it is kind of messy, so I'm going to go watch a little TV and do this because it's nice and relaxing. It is relaxing to do. I'm gonna do these two pieces while I'm watching TV, have a trash can next to me because there's a lot of strings that come off of these. And then I'll come back once my distressing is done with these two. I'll show you how we put the leaf on it, and we'll be good to go and we'll get it staged. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I finished distressing my little pumpkins. That's cute. So I finished distressing them. I finished in the denim one. And I'm gonna set them on my dining room table. But these aren't attached. I just have these laying on here right now. What I did is I went to Michael's craft store, and for $1.49, they have these small stems that they use for making wreaths. And it was $1.49, and I just tore it apart. All these leaves came off this one little stem, and then I got these little berries left over. And I even have a little pine cone on there. I know pine cones don't go with pumpkins, but I think they're cute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue these on with E6000 glue, or you can use a hot glue gun. Okay, gonna put the glasses on for this. Okay, now I just have a little tube of E6000 glue, and I'm working on a paper towel so I won't get this on my wood island. I put a little bit of E6000 glue on the flower, or the stem of the leaf. The nice thing about the E6000 glue is it's not runny, so it's not gonna like drip everywhere. So I'm just going to glue them on. I'm just putting the glue on the stem so that the leaf isn't like flat onto the flannel. So I'm gluing the leaf on there. And I gotta move quickly so it doesn't run out of the tube. Okay, put one on each side. Okay, so I'm just doing it like that. And then you can see the glue. So I'm putting a third one on, and it's gonna go right on top of the, you can see the glue on top. I don't know if you can see it, but this will hide the last remaining bit of glue. I'm gonna put on the back of the leaf. Okay, I'm hiding the stems underneath the fabric. I'm gonna let them dry. And I mean, you can still see the stem out the top. See, the stem is right here. Just hold those down for a second so they stick. Take these off now. I don't have to see the details anymore. Okay, now this one has a long, like, wire. So I'm just gonna wrap the wire around the stem. And this, once again, doesn't really match as far as what you would see on a pumpkin, but I like the little fall feeling of it. And heck, you can put flowers on top of your pumpkin. It's your pumpkin. You can do whatever you want. There we go. So, oopsie, I'm gonna glue it down, but I just wanted to see what it's gonna look like. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's all glued down, and except for those little berries, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep them or not, but so there, we got the leaves on that one. So that one is pretty much done. It's gonna look so country and so cute on my dining room table. And then I have this one, which I'm putting a little pine cone on. These leaves are already down. So this, I'm just putting, the pine cone has a little wire. Just hooking it onto the stem. So there we go. I got that one. So I'm gonna set these two on my dining room table. Don't they look cute together? So country. So I'm going to put these, this is, there, it's sprayed a little better on this side. So I'm gonna set these on my dining room table just for something different. You know, I might even paint a pumpkin, but everybody's painting pumpkins, so you don't need to see me painting pumpkins today. I decided to use leftover fabric, and it was so easy. The distressing is the hardest part of the whole thing, and if you've distressed a pair of jeans, this is a breeze. It's nice and relaxing, sitting watching TV and just pulling the strings out. And it's messy, but as far as pulling the strings out, but if not, something different. And this just came to me. I bought this, this spare fabric, and I'm just like, you know, why not just put it on my pumpkins? Isn't that cute? Oh, I love them. So I will take pictures of these on my dining room table or wherever I decide I'm gonna be putting them, and I put it at the end of the video. And there you go. If you have any questions, put them down below. This is Amy with Fashion Toppings and AJ's Vintage Designs. Until next time, I hope you have a great day.